What's up, guys? It's me again, back with another video. This time covering a bit of news, something that I had to double check myself before I wanted to do a video on it. Uh, Getting straight to the point, I don't even want to go into any fluff. I was called by SiriusXM, and they're always trying to get you to re-up a subscription, all that stuff. And the girl that I was on the phone with dropped that dime on me. Like, she was like, "Oh, by the way, Sirius XM bought Pandora," and I'm like, "What? Uh, why? How? What does this mean for me as an artist?" And that was the main question I had, was like, what does this mean for me as an artist? Like, for me personally, a lot of my revenue comes from Pandora, because that's where my audience is. That's where my genre is listened to the most. And that kind of disturbed me. Like, where could this possibly go in the future? And that's something that I'm curious about. Like, when these stores get bought out, what does that mean for us, the little people, the independents? Are we still going to receive the same revenue? Does this mean we're going to get more exposure, or does this mean less exposure? Where do we stand in this? And that's something that's never discussed, and that's something that's never brought up to us as artists, mostly because it mostly wouldn't affect us in the long run. We don't work for Pandora. We don't work for a lot of these companies, these curation radio stations. We don't work for them. They just play our stuff, depending on if it's there or not, if someone uploaded it, or, if we even have music uploaded to them. But when you think about it, SiriusXM is a part of a bigger picture, right? So with SiriusXM, they have their own radio stations, and they've been expanding. Like, you can listen to SiriusXM on your Echoes and your Dots, through Amazon and through other outlets. It's not just in your car. They've been promoting that like for I don't know how long now. But that was something that rubbed me the wrong way, and the reason why I can say it rubbed me the wrong way was because while I was on the phone with that customer service representative that was calling me about getting a new subscription with them, which I'm not going to do anytime soon, I asked her, so with SiriusXM buying Pandora, does that mean that SiriusXM will have more stations like Pandora does? And I'm not trying to come off as like a jerk towards her, but I was honestly curious, because my music is played on Pandora, does this mean my music will now be placed on SiriusXM on one of their stations? That's something that's very big. That's something that's very important to me. So if my music is going to be exposed, to more people, then I would be more interested in a subscription with SiriusXM, even though I'm not really driving that much to where I would need it. But it would be nice to know that I can listen to my genre and other artists in my genre, through their service. There was no answer for that. So, it's kind of like, okay, well, maybe you guys don't know, on the, maybe on her side, in her department. But the fact that she threw it out like that was kind of like a bonus. It was like, hey, we bought Pandora. And it's like, okay, well, I'm a musician, so I have questions for you now. And I could tell she wasn't ready for those questions. But the reason why I'm making this video is because if you didn't know that SiriusXM bought out Pandora, they're also trying to buy out other radio stations and other curation sites like Pandora. And what is that going to do for us? Is that going to give us more exposure or less exposure? Are they going to shut down these sites, is Pandora going to just be integrated somehow into SiriusXM down the road, and then I'm going to lose my audience? I'm going to lose my revenue? That's something to take into serious contemplation when it comes to the business that's, I don't want to say that's paying your bills, but the business that's either helping you grow your audience or giving you a place to grow your audience. Will it always be there, or will it not be there? And if it's not going to be there, I would like to know. A lot like with what's going on with YouTubers and influencers with Mixer. Mixer's being shut down by Microsoft, and Microsoft is transitioning bigger influencers to Facebook. What does that mean for the smaller influencers, that grew their community on Mixer? They have to start all over. They have to try to transition to something else like Twitch or YouTube or Facebook, and they're not going to get that type of support. They're not going to, be able to just move their whole community and everybody's okay with it. So when it comes to us independent artists, producers, musicians, vocalists, what have you, this is something that I take very serious. Like, how is this going to change our game plan? How is this going to change how we grow our audience? And how is this going to change where our revenue is coming from? Because this could be something either very serious, or it could be something that's not important at all. There could be no changes made to Pandora. Pandora could be left exactly the same. And you'll still continue to receive revenue through Pandora. I've noticed that I'm still receiving revenue through Pandora, specifically Pandora and not SiriusXM. But also, will SiriusXM expand? Like I said, for my genre gets really no love at all. And I hate to say it, like, even for the Grammys, if someone in New Age wins Artist of the Year or Album of the Year for the New Age category, it's not even televised. There are pictures, there are recordings of it, but it's not something that's like, when the Grammys are up for awards, you don't see that person go up and receive their trophy, or that group and give their speech. It's done off camera. So when it comes to people in very specific genres, I'm thinking about the little people. How can this help them? Or is it going to help them at all? I'm gonna get off my soapbox, but we'll see what happens with this down the line. I feel very negative about this, but at the same time, I don't know what's been going on with Pandora. I don't know how, their business is doing, just like iHeartRadio and other internet radio stations. I don't know how they're doing versus Amazon Music Unlimited or iTunes or Spotify. They may be losing the battle, and this may be a good thing for them. It might be, or it might not. Who knows? I think time will tell, but that's just something I wanted to update you guys on now that I've found out that it's true and that it's something that actually did happen. And that's something that you might also want to look into for yourself as an independent, as a new musician or a new artist. Like, is it possible for you to grow your audience? Is there a station for you that could possibly help you out? If you're making a certain type of music, SiriusXM does have stations for like rock, for rap, for electronica, for techno, for house. They have stations for this. Comedy, even podcasts and stuff. They have stations for this. So does it mean that we could possibly get our stuff onto SiriusXM because we're already with Pandora, or does that not matter? You know what I mean? But yeah, like I said, I'm off my soapbox. I just wanted to inform you guys about that if you did not know, and gauge you guys' thoughts on it. Do you think this is good? Do you think this is bad? Do you think this will help? Do you think this is another way for you to grow your audience, or is this something you didn't know about and you didn't know was even an option? Let me know in the comments. As always, I try to read every comment and I try to reply as fast as I can. But yeah, that's it for me. I hope you guys had a good 4th of July. Sorry, it's been a month since my last video. I've been going through a lot, especially with surgery. And there will be more videos coming very soon. Trust me, while I'm on bed rest. Because I have a lot to say and there's a lot to do some updates on. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good time. And I'll see you out there. All right. Peace.